Hi everyone, my name is Moyosore Somide. I'm a wife, a mother, I'm a lawyer. I'm the director of Community Legal Services Clinic at Western Law, and I do a couple of other things as well. Yes.
Now she's trying to keep it very modest. All right. But then Moyo, of course, has built a successful career, right? What most people would say impressive, right? By every standard. From law degrees, Moyo, to government, prosecutions, corporate counsel, academia. But then, beyond all of that, I think one thing we also find interesting would be how much you believe in God and how you look at doing what He's commissioned you to do, right, in whatever environment you find yourself. And of course, in today's episode, we'll be exploring all of that, what it means and how you align. So, welcome, Moyo, to the FilAfrik podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, really, I'm really excited, right?
Yes.
One, to learn, and then two, to have you enlighten the audience today. Let's quickly look at. You've got corporate law going for you. You're a lawyer, right? An academia. You run, of course, a student clinic. Also a podcast. She runs
The Girl Christian Girl podcast.
The Girl Christian podcast, right?
Yes.
So I mean, it's really an honor to have a podcaster, and she's been doing this way before I even started, right? So to have her as a guest, wow, that's really incredible, right?
I was just saying that I wish I was the guest, because it's a different feeling once you are the guest,
right,
when you are used to being the interviewer.
Yeah, I mean, my honor, right? So, right. But then you're running all of those things you do, right? And then I find that most people in our community, or even generally, would usually just pick a lane and stick to it, right? So my question would be, what is that true line that actually connects all of the things you do?
Okay. So the truth is, I've tried to pick a lane.
Oh,
right?
you did?
Yes, I've really tried.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, it just never works out. I don't know. So initially when I started, I think in 2020, I started my YouTube channel called Ask Mo.
Okay.
And I was helping internationally trained lawyers who want to requalify in Canada. So I was doing videos, doing consultation, I was doing all of that type of stuff. So I had a lane, I had a niche, right? And I liked it. And then after, I think, a few years, I was praying. I'm a Christian, and I just felt God leading me to just transition. And it started to make sense, because I was getting like I was getting like emails from like a lot of young ladies who were like struggling with their faith and trying to just figure life out. It just maybe came out from uni, and then now this is life, and they're struggling with different, and then it was heavily, like, the questions were heavily faith based, and I just felt a leading to sort of transition into that, like, because there are people who need help and mentorship, and I felt God saying, just go into that lane, right? And then I sort of went into that lane, and then I'm still currently in that lane, and then maybe something else comes up again, and then I go in that. So it's just, I've really tried to pick a lane, but then again, I'm a Christian, and as Christians, we are led by the Spirit of God, and so
Absolutely.
Once God says pack it up, it's time to go, I don't waste. I was going to say I don't waste time, but sometimes I waste it. In fact, I drag. But eventually, I'm like, I obey, right? And so, in doing all of that, sometimes I don't necessarily. So, for example, Ask Mo, I still have people reach out to me for law stuff. So it's still sort of part of my, I don't want to say identity, but it's still sort of what I do.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like when obedience is what keeps me going, or as I obey, I feel like I just continue to pack everything along the way. And right. Yes,
because when you just said identity now, something I'm thinking is, you are who you are. So let me put it in a different way now. So the Christian girl who is doing what you're doing with law, still doing the ask more, all of that. I mean, you still bring that self-identity. Where some people will say, oh, my work life, my family life. But then from what I'm hearing you say, you literally agree that, hey, this is who I am.
Yes.
I'm just taking all of me into everything else God is asking me to do.
Exactly.
That's really interesting, right? Because I know some people struggle with having that balance, right? But still striking is to know you're still doing all of this. I mean, you're not just doing one thing today because maybe that's the newest or latest revelation
That's
per
true.
se. You've carried on with everything else you're doing.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not sure how you're doing it.
I
know you've said a little bit. But I mean, that's incredible. Well done.
Thank you.
Now, your name being a Yoruba Nigerian name, right? Forgive me. I would only say the first part, right? So that I don't in any way, mispronounce.
Yeah.
But your name, Moyo. What's the full word there now?
Moyosore.
Moyosore.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't do bad. Yeah,
Yes.
Moyosore. Nice. Right. I do know it means I rejoice in God's gift.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, I did my research.
Yes. Moyosore Oluwa. That's my full name.
There's Oluwa there now.
Yes,
God, right. Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, if you're not Nigerian, welcome. So in Nigeria, from every tribe, you would always find that the name would have some God connection to it, right? So, yes. But now, you work every day with people who feel like the system has given them nothing, because you're a lawyer and I know you deal with all of that, right? How do you hold the reality of your name and people's experiences and their feelings towards life?
That's a very deep question.
Right.
That's a very deep question. Yeah, I feel like because of the type of work that I do, working with people who are marginalized and low income earners, and usually when they come to the clinic is usually the last resort, because everyone else has turned them down and they can't really afford to get a lawyer or whatever, right? So it can be somewhat depressing, and it can be heavy. And right now we have students in the clinic and we're doing training for them, and part of the training we're doing for them is how to not take on the heaviness, that comes from a result of the work that we do, right? So yes, it can be heavy, it can be depressing, but which I think is beautiful, because my name is Moyosore, right? So I have to rejoice, I have to find joy, in all of this, to do the work that I do, because you have to find, the silver lining, you have to be positive, because if you are working with people who are down, if you're also down, you can't really help them, right? So in all of this, you have to still be joyful, still rejoice, and I feel like that's even one way by which I'm able to just really help people
them.
get through,
because
you
probably could pick from your energy too.
Yes, because
that's interesting. I mean, you're right about that, picking your energy regardless of the professional service you're offering them, but then it helps them even also see hope. Now it makes sense when you go to a doctor, then even when the case is serious, they're all laughing and playing and telling you all sorts and all that, right? So I mean, that's amazing. Again, like I did mention already, you run the Dear Christian Girl podcast, right? And you very much talk openly about breaking free from performance-based Christianity. I mean, well put, right? But you also work in a system, which is law, right? And I know law is deeply performance-based, right? I mean, that's my understanding, right? Now, it's a function of you either meet the standards or you don't in law, right? So I'm just looking at you and I'm wondering, how do you personally reconcile your faith? Of course, in our faith, it's grace over performance, right? It's the basis of our salvation, right? How do you manage that with a career that runs entirely on performance, standards, and outcomes?
That's another.
I know. I mean, I knew I was coming to, have a good time with the law. Like I always call you the law. So let's learn. Let's learn.
That's another interesting question, and I've strongly believe that I'm what's the word I'm looking for? it works out well because yes, with law, you have to meet a standard, right? Even if you are in the wrong, if you are able to present the facts in a way that favors you, you know, you will win the case, right? It's not about, you know, whether you are in the wrong or in the right. It's how you present your facts and all of that, you know. So just seeing that in the system, I believe it makes me appreciate the work that Jesus did on the cross for me, really, as a Christian, because it's not about whether I met the facts or not. It's not about whether I'm in the wrong or whether I'm in the right. It's not about how much I present myself, how much work I do, or how much church I attend, or how much service I'm doing. It's not about that. It's about grace over works, right? You know, this person loves us or loved us so much that he decided to die for us. Period. That's about it. And it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter how much I strive to be perfect, because my perfection will never ever meet up, you know, to what he's done. So really, for me, it helps me compare, you know, the two, and it makes me really just appreciate what Christ did on the cross, if anything. Because you're right, yeah, with law, like you could be wrong, but like I'm a lawyer now, so we know, like, even when it's the truth. If you have a case and then you can't, especially maybe before now when I was an employee, whatever file they give you, that's your file, right? So you have to find a way to make it work
somehow.
You have to, right? So I don't want to, obviously, everything I've done in the past is confidential, so I can't disclose. But like, if maybe you know that this thing isn't really, you know, but you look for laws, right? You find laws, yeah.
But thinking about that too,
yeah,
I think I could draw some parallels with the scriptures too.
Okay.
Because Jesus didn't die for what he did.
Yes.
He was nailed because our sin was put on him. He became the sin sacrifice. Yeah. Not because of what he did. In fact, if there's anything, it's probably what he said, right? Yeah. I am the Son of God. And no, blasphemy and all that. Yeah. But then we look at it too, that he also met the justice system to be able to pay that perfect sacrifice, such that before the legalities of heavens and earth, he had justified everything. And now, having taken our place, okay, now we're really teaching something good, right? But I mean, now having really taken our place, we then, on the basis of grace, have obtained what he did for us. I mean, just think about it too, like you're saying, performance-based, grace and all, but you look at things, you're like, I probably did this yesterday, but guess what? I can't let it hold me down because of grace, right? And not trying to hold on to my works. Because again, I mean, we're not saved by works, and works isn't what's going to keep us and then maintain our salvation, as it were, right? It's truly there are parallels.
There are.
Now I'm even thinking we should have this conversation. We should have this conversation.
These questions you are bringing.
No. I mean, I know before whom I was coming, so I had to come a little more prepared, right? And I'm enjoying this so far.
And sorry to interrupt you.
No,
I just remember a friend telling me about a case that he had in court where you know, based on the facts and all of that, he should have gotten time or something, or should have been prosecuted, and he didn't necessarily know the procedure of the courts. And then I think when he wasn't supposed to speak, he was standing as the accused, of course, but he spoke out of turn and said, "Oh my Lord, have mercy on me." He didn't even know, like, so in Canada, you know, it's called Your Honor, right? So you're supposed to say Your Honor, not my Lord. And so I think it's just said, "My Lord, have mercy." And eventually, like, his case was dismissed or something, was discharged and acquitted. And just hearing that story, I'm like, you know, this is how it is with God. Like,
absolutely.
You know, even though the facts are against you and all of that, but just say, "Lord, have mercy," and Lord, you know, and the judge actually decided to have mercy on him and all of that. So yes, I just wanted to mention that.
No. I mean, very true.
But that's not how it really is in the justice system. But the judge decided to,
but mercy at that point, mercy prevailed, just because, I mean, he didn't have to wait to follow the procedures. Just obtained mercy, and grace found him too. And he went on. I mean, this is a lot of for us to learn and then continue with our walk with God. Because I mean, he's told us severally, even when he tells you to bring your keys, let's reason together. What is it you're going through? Just come before him, having obtained grace and obtain mercy as well. Amazing. Okay, now the clinic, the podcast, the small group you run. You're on a mentorship program as well for internationally trained lawyers, right? And just by the way, she's also called to the Nigerian and Ontario bar, right?
Yes.
Right. Just I thought I should also put that out there. Now, none of those things I just mentioned now, that's the clinic, the podcast, the small group you run, the mentorship program, none of them are pretty much on your job description. If anyone really does do a little research on you, right? Yeah. But now, someone else in your position might, just run the clinic and go home. Because, I mean, that's a lot, right?
Yes.
But then, where does that impulse to keep building come from, right? What do you think? Is there a bit of the African upbringing to this whole thing? Because, I mean, what is it? What is it?
I'm laughing because I remember at my previous job, my assistant, she came to me, she was like, girl, I Googled you. Like, I just Googled you, and what? Like, how are you doing all of these things? And she was just talking, she was like, you are literally here at work 9 to 5.
And other things are running.
She's like, how are you doing these things? Like, what? And I was just laughing. And, I feel like, yes, the Nigerian in me, because as Nigerians, that there's just always more. Like, Nigerians are never satisfied. Again, which I feel like there should be a balance as well. But I'll get to that very quickly. I was having a conversation with, I think, one of the vice presidents at Western, and he was like, "Where are you from?" I said, "Nigeria." He was like, Nigeria. And he was like, I'm not surprised. And then he was like, you look so young. So he was talking to me, he was like, how are you a director? This one. And then I said, I'm Nigerian. I was like, that explains it. He was like, you find Nigerians everywhere. Like, he went to, one rural part of Kenya, like 30 years ago, he found a Nigerian. He was just talking about how Nigerians are everywhere, and they're not just everywhere, they're doing great things, amazing things. So I feel like, yes, the Nigerian in me, plays a huge role in that, our upbringing as well, like, how it is now.
Man, like, all the things parents have drilled in us, you can't do the best anymore, no way.
You just want to keep excelling and all of that. But there's also a balance to it, because I feel like there needs to be, you have to get to a point in your life where you are content. And not just pursuing to what end? Like, what are you really looking for? Like, what's pursuing?
There's got to be some purpose. What's pursuing you, right?
There has to be an end goal to it. And so for me, yes, it looks like I'm doing all of these things, but I'm not just doing it because I want to find the next high. No. And I promise you, I live my life based on obedience, and there are some things I'm even doing that I don't want to do, but I know that I'm called to do, like, maybe mentorship, or there are people maybe who need, I don't know, just something, and I'm feeling called to do that, or getting the leading to do that, and all of that. Yes, I have systems in place, because trust me, I'm doing all of these things, but I have systems in place that keeps these things running, because if you don't have systems, if you don't have structure, you will burn out. Of course, I'm not the one editing my videos. I'm not the one, like, I can't do all of it at the same time, right? I have people in place. I have people who are supporting me. I have structures, and I let my money work for me, because there's only so much I can do, right?
Putting that system in place.
Yes, system, structures, delegating. You have to delegate.
Delegating right.
And
delegating right.
Delegating right. Thank you. Not just delegating. So, to go back to your question, what was even the question? Because I can't talk, so sometimes I just
No. Because I mean, you pretty much answered a bit of it, right? Because I was asking, for someone else who might be in your position and would want to just stick to one thing, right? So I was just trying to figure out what's the impulse that keeps you going, and you really have touched on it. You've talked about truly the Nigerian in us, because man, I'm Nigerian too, right? I mean, it plays a role, because we are brought up to not even consider doing the barest minimum. Like, barest minimum, no. You just have to keep pushing. You've touched on that, and then something else too is your emphasis on finding that balance, and then also knowing The why,
Yes,
right?
why?
Because you said something that I quickly reflected on about you're someone who you're always obedient to God's leading, right? I know I paraphrase that now. And one of the things I've come to learn from meeting people like you and several others I've come to meet who are faith-driven entrepreneurs is in that place of obedience, it does a few things at different seasons. There's a time where to others you're probably scarce because God doesn't want you everywhere. He wants to walk in you, right? He also allows things happen with and around you that literally conditions you to know that I am all you need. Like, I mean, yeah, you have systems and processes in place, but above all, we're not oblivious of the fact that He's all that we need.
Yes.
At the center of my systems and processes, He has to have His place, right? Because, I mean, He's the only one who really does amplify our works.
That's true.
Right? So, I mean, there's scarcely anything anybody's doing that someone else is not doing it, right? I know time and chance happened to them all, but He's the only one who gives grace.
Yes.
He gives grace, truly.
You said it beautifully. And I just want to quickly add something.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with doing just one thing, or there's absolutely nothing wrong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Again,
absolutely.
It's being led by God, and if in the season you are in requires you to drop everything else, and maybe you're a new mom, and just focus on your child, raising your child. Maybe you have maternity leave for 2 years or 18 months. That's it, right? And in that season, you have to obey.
I feel like you're talking to somebody directly. You're a new mom. You're watching Moyo right now. She's talking to you directly. Like, I mean, you might be an entrepreneur, but she's telling you now that you're in your
new mom season.
Enjoy it. Just focus on it.
And just be a new mom. I don't know why I said that, but yes.
No, but yeah, I mean, you're led to say it.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, let's look at how people would touch on hustling and all, right? I've seen some of your works and I've heard you give some of this positive feedback. You do help Christian girls break free from performance-based Christianity. I know we even talked about some of the experiences of some girls I know too, right? But now, when I look at entrepreneurship culture, that whole grind, hustle, or every word in between, right? You always be closing energy, right? I see it's the same trap, it's the same issue, right? Now, what do you think, or rather, do you think Black entrepreneurs are falling into a secular version of the same thing that you've helped several people come out of, right? If that's the case, what does getting free from all of that actually look like in business? Because I do know the trap exists.
That's true. That's a good question. I would say, again, it goes down to your heart. Like, it's always a hard work, and it's always being content again. Okay. Like, just being content. Yes, you might have a goal. I want to be a millionaire. Like, I want to be a millionaire at 25 or 30. And then you are hustling to the extent that you don't even have time for your family or time that you lose sight of what truly matters, and then you get into that trap. And so yes, you're building misery, but you are hustling, and then you just lose sight of everything. You lose sight of your friendships, sight of your community, sight of your family, sight of your relationship with God, and all of that. So again, I feel like it's maybe taking it back or going back to the drawing board and trying to, okay, I'm hustling. Let's even go back. Like, God has called me to a place of rest. What's even all this hustling mentality? I'm not saying you won't work. You will work, but like, you have to sort of figure out what really matters. For me, is God, family, and work. That's how I sort of arrange it, right? So I feel like that's a way. That's a way by which you. That's something you can do that will sort of help you not fall into that trap. Yes, just sort of realigning and figuring out like what should be priority, like to what end. Again, like, okay, you're hustling, you're dreaming, you want to be a millionaire, but like, what's the end goal, So I feel like just realigning your priorities and figuring out what really matters. I feel like that will help you. Not you, but that
would also help me too. But yes, I mean, help you who you're watching.
Owners,
true. But thinking of this, and I mean, I'm really enjoying this. Like, you have no idea. I'm enjoying this episode today, and I'm thinking maybe we should have subsequent ones, because I think you're the first person who's making me really touch on several things from the Bible. And it's just, I'm thinking of Abraham. Abraham also sojourned to a strange land, because now I'm looking at the immigrant entrepreneur who's watching, and he also he listened to God. He knew what to do per time, and he built such economic might that he was a force, that even the people were like, this man, right? He had his own army. And then we're looking at Jacob. It was Jacob who, was it Jacob now? Yes, Jacob.
Yes, Jacob.
You look through his story too, also knowing to do exactly what God would have him do, and then all those inspiration. Because how did he know to make the flock look at the sports and all that?
Yes.
And then it's all. Sometimes you look at these things, you speed read and it sounds crazy, but then there are lessons an entrepreneur should learn, would learn if we would just study the Bible. Right? And it helps us stay away from the trap, because truly I think the biggest thing with this trap is the devil just has a way of trying to keep us away from purpose.
Yes, from purpose. And just sometimes I lost my train of thought, but yes.
It's
asking God for strategies sometimes too. Yes, there is the business part of it. Leadership, attending conferences, networking, all of that.
Absolutely.
I feel like you'll be a fool not to even do those things, right? But also just asking God for strategies, like God, like I really love David so much, because before he went for a battle, he would ask God, should I pursue? Should I pursue? Should I go? And God said go, he went. So there's this new business, or there's this new thing in town and all of that, and or everybody is doing these things. I remember there was one time I wanted to buy one social media course, like how to grow your social media for health, and I heard, is that what I'm sending you to do at this time? Like, my friend, calm down, step back. Yes, everybody's now the popular thing is how to make money. Like, everybody wants to quit their 9 to 5, and be a full-time influencer.
All he needs you to do is stay there, dig that well.
There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5.
Right.
Not because I'm doing one, but there's actually nothing wrong with it, with it and all of that. So again, just asking God for strategies, alongside with the other things you are doing as well. But I just wanted to
really. It's Jacob too, who dug the well when others were leaving, and then because God said to him to do so, and he prospered in the land, right? So you're right. And sometimes some people get this whole thing wrong. I like that you said it, and anyone who listens to me a few times would hear me say, whatever is worth doing is worth training for, right? Because that training is relevant. It shapes that excellence that is within you, right? And it's really helpful to always update your knowledge, right? Because I know recently I was sharing with someone, I studied management information systems, and that was how many years ago? Over, a decade plus, right? Did my master's in marketing, and I'm like, but the funniest thing is, marketing has since evolved. Between then and now, post-COVID era, there's a whole lot. Someone who even did something in 2018, 2019, you're looking at today and you're like, wait, it's not relevant. So what happens? There's that, part of you have to constantly enlighten yourself, educate yourself, upskill, right? So for sure, don't run off saying, they've said, let's just go
and ask God for strategy.
On a 90-day fast, asking for strategy. Yes, you have to ask the Lord, but please commit yourself to work.
Yes.
You have to put yourself to work.
You will be hungry.
Oh yeah, exactly. He also has to see that you really desire it, right? Because he's also not a wasteful investor. Exactly. He gives you a strategy and you can't even manage it.
Exactly.
No. Right. But now, the people you serve at your clinic, right? Yes. Like you already mentioned, they're usually low-income, marginalized people who can afford a lawyer, right? They're also often the same people who get left out of conversations about entrepreneurship, about faith communities, and building a better life. Now, from your vantage point inside the justice system, what do you think the entrepreneurial and faith communities consistently get wrong about serving people who are truly vulnerable?
That's a good question. I feel like maybe they don't care enough, right? before you even say somebody's getting something wrong, I feel like they even need to have been invested, or they need to even know about that thing. So, because I go for community outreaches, I go for community events, I'm very engaged with the London community, and I don't really see...
Oh, talking of which, she was a recent award winner, right, for the work she does for the community, the black community, not just the Nigerian community. She was just being modest. Yeah, congratulations again.
Congratulations to you as well.
Oh,
sir.
Man. Well, I mean, this is about you today. So.
Yeah, so I don't see a lot of engagement from, maybe black business owners. And the truth is, a lot of immigrants here, sometimes we are very into our own vision and what we want. So we come here, like you said, hustle. Yeah. Grind. I just want to, make money, do my own thing. Oh, there's this thing happening somewhere. It doesn't really, I'm not really...
It won't pay my next bill.
Exactly,
Right.
And I used to, I won't say I used to be like that. I feel like I've always been, even when I was a student, like when I came here.
You've been set on a course that you're following.
And in fact, I wasn't even intentional, but I've just always been interested because I started working at the City of London. I articled with the City of London, and then lots of community engagement, lots of work with councillors. Some of them will go to this event, that event, I will tag along and all of that, nice. So I see how businesses, come, and through that they're able to, learn about what's really happening, and they're able to give back. They're able to know exactly. If you ask the average Londoner, what is that thing that plagues London, that issue that a lot of maybe low-income Londoners are dealing with, you don't know.
Because they're just in their own bubble.
You're just in your own bubble, but you're supposed to know because it's happening in your community,
right.
And what is happening in your community reflects on the policies, reflects on the bylaws, reflects on the kind of laws that city council will bring into play. So all of those things are very important. Again, I talk too much, so please remind me of the question.
No. I mean, by no means should you think you talk so much, because you're really hitting the nail on the head. You just said something about being aware of what's happening in your community, and I'm thinking as an entrepreneur, that's the first point to even begin to know the problems I should be bringing a solution to. Because what's business without providing solutions? And truly, most times, people are just lost in their own world. I mean, and now this is a classic example of the immigrant entrepreneur. I did XYZ business in Africa, in the Caribbean, wherever it is. I've moved to Canada. I want to do that same business because I've done that for donkey years. Hey, guess what? It doesn't always happen that way.
Exactly.
And that's not to say the same business wouldn't thrive here, but the systems are different.
Yes.
There's a lot more you have to learn. And sometimes you just need to take that experience and move into a different industry, a different field, a different environment, right? I mean, that's something the African or the black immigrant entrepreneur, right, has to learn. Because, I mean, there's a lot of problems around us, right? I mean, this is not the episode to start talking about it, but there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot. We're tempted to mention a few, like from housing to, like you said, the whole policy advocacy. There are not too many of there are not too many of us who are involved in those places and all that, right? But hopefully, as we progress, as you listen, right, you would also learn to go by the leading of God's Spirit that's really pushing and ministering to you at this time. Honestly, because there has to be a change, right?
And some of the ways by which you can really know what is happening is attending council meetings. Right? They're open to the public. And
I do know there's also the virtual version of it too.
Sometimes when you check your mailbox and you see that notice from the city. About a building that is about to come up close to you.
And they need your voice.
What do? You throw it in the bin because you don't care what they are building next to you. But when you go there, you see like other people from other races, other communities. They are advocating. They say you cannot build this 50-story building close to us. You don't want. And what happens? They hear their voice, they vote on it, and that building will not go up. Right? So by attending those council meetings, you're able to really hear what the problem is in the city. That is one major way. Yes.
That's really something I know, both from the work we do here at FilAfrik, the other involvements we have within the community, whether it's the Nigerian Association or the African Confederation at large, where I know works are in progress and we need to do a lot more, around this, right? From organizing town halls like we've been trying to do, because we need to re-educate ourselves. We need to unlearn certain things and learn the right things and literally plant people in the right spaces. I mean, think about it. So truly, it does make sense, because when you consider the likes of, not the likes, but say Esther in the Bible, right? Esther was positioned at the right place for Mordecai to even remind her that, hey, you were born for a time as this, right? You need your voice.
Yes.
I mean, take the risk, because we do know it was a risk, right? And then she's like, by all means, I'll go see the king, right? And we
Even
need to,
Daniel.
same thing too, right? But we need to begin to put ourselves in these places, in these spaces, and not take a backseat. And I know now the popular one, it's always been there, but I think it's become more popular since our Prime Minister said it in that WEF conference. Like, if you're not on the table, you're on the menu, right? How did he say it? That was the way he said it, but pretty much what he's trying to say is, when you're not there making those decisions, I mean, it just affects you pretty much, right? And that has to change from our community. Now, let's look at something interesting. I consider it interesting, just a bit of reflection, right? If the 22-year-old Moyo, who was starting law school, because now I'm telling you when she started law school, I don't even know if this is just theory, right? But I mean, let's assume she was 22 when she started law school.
When I finished,
when she finished. All right. So, if the 22-year-old Moyo, right, who finished law school, right, in Nigeria, right, could see everything you're doing right now, the clinic, the podcasts, the mentorship, even, remember she said to us, she's a mother as well, right? The wife, the mother, all of it. What do you think she will be most surprised by? And what will she recognize immediately? Like, this has always been there.
Okay, that's it. What would I be most surprised by? Nothing, to be honest.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm not even nothing. A funny story. When I was in uni, I was very obsessed with Disney Channel. Like, I loved watching Disney Channel, Hannah Montana, all of those things. And I think there was a show called 16 Wishes. It was a movie, and the premise of the movie was she was turning 16, and I think she had a fairy who granted her 16 wishes or something. And then after I watched it, I wrote like 16 wishes of my. I know. I don't remember like what I wrote down.
Yeah, but at least you do remember.
Yeah, but I think I remember one.
Okay.
And I think I remember saying that, like, I know it sounds so funny, but like, I want to be part of the movers and shakers of the land.
There's really nothing funny about that.
Yeah, I remember writing that. How old was I? And and I think I had to expand on it as well. Just I want to. So I'd always known that.
Like the vision is for but for an appointed time.
Exactly. Like, I've just always known, and right now I've not even started. Like, I'm telling you.
She says she hasn't started. But the last time I checked, Moyo is a mover and a shaker of the city of London. You've heard her. She's worked in the city. To be recognized in the essence and culture of words isn't just in Nigerian community. This is a recognition of your work in the Black community. You're indeed a mover and shaker, and I'm glad to be working alongside a mover and a shaker. But I mean, knowing that you wrote this down how many years ago, like, Lord Jesus, truly write down the vision, make it plain, so that he that reads it may run with it. This is living proof that you have to write down the vision. And okay.
Yeah. So in terms of what would I be
surprised about? What would you immediately recognize?
I believe I would recognize that, like, I've always had it in me, if that makes sense. Like, I've always had it in me to just keep going. If there's one thing I'll say about myself, I'm very resilient. I don't used to give up. I don't give up. No. I don't give up. I might cry, I might re-strategize, but if I strongly believe that this is where I need to be, oh God, I'm stubborn. I will keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And one thing I strongly believe is that life gives way. Again, if this is what God has said you should do and all of that, and you strongly believe this is what you're supposed to be doing, life will eventually open up to people who don't give up. Like, you have to keep going and going and going until knock that door until it opens, right? So I'm very resilient. I've failed so many times. I'm still failing as I'm talking to you. I'm sure by the time we finish and I check my email, there's probably a rejection email waiting for me from something I applied for. But that I don't allow that stuff.
That doesn't define you. No, you just keep going.
I just keep going. So yes, I would just I guess recognize that, like, I've always had it in me to keep going and keep doing it. Yeah.
So I'm reminded of the story in the Bible about the woman who, I think it was Jesus who gave that story, and she was knocking, and and I think the Bible describes he was a wicked judge.
Wicked judge, yes.
Yeah, he was a wicked judge, and then I think he used the word importunity,
yes,
right?
Like
because
that, yes.
Pretty much what you're saying, the persistent stubbornness in display said, okay, you know what? All right, take it.
Just take it.
And that's really one attitude we need to take on, even in our entrepreneurial journey and in life generally. That certain things, just keep at it. You
will fail.
Yep. And like they say, fail forward. Not fail and then you're now there, okay, you know what? No, life is finished. Oh man, there's nothing again for me. This is really inspiring. I mean, I've been inspired so far in this episode, and I mean, you will soon get to hear where you can find Moyo. You need much more than this inspiration. I mean, there's a lot more to Moyo than what you can get out of this episode today. So Moyo, let's go quickly to what we love to close out with on the FilAfrik podcast. It will be the FilAfrik Rapid Fire questions, right?
Okay.
So one word, one sentence, anything that comes to mind. Don't overthink it, right? I mean, you lawyers, don't overthink it.
We overthink things a lot, right?
No. All right. Law or justice? Which one do you... Oh, justice. Straight up. One word that describes the African woman in Canada right now.
Tired.
Yes. Wow. The Lord help you all. All right. A Bible verse that has gotten you through a hard professional moment.
Be still and know that I am God. Be still.
Faith or strategy? Which one do you lead with when you're making a big decision? I know it's tough, but I mean...
Can I choose both?
Well, she wants to choose both. Fine. I mean, faith and strategy.
Yes.
And I'm tempted to now still quote another version of the scriptures, or another portion of the scriptures where it talks about through wisdom a house is built, through understanding the rooms are established. I know you talked about wisdom, understanding, knowledge, right?
Yes.
And then giving all that layer, and you're right about that. There's that faith and strategy. So the fusion of both, I completely agree with you. That was a trick question, pretty much. Right, that collabo has to happen, right? So don't run off on just faith alone, because faith without works is dead. So works in this case now will be strategy. Yes. Amazing. All right, corporate law, prosecution, or the clinic? If you could keep one, which one would it be?
The clinic. The clinic is my baby.
Oh, that's her baby. Wow, that tells you she is a compassionate lawyer. I always talk about compassionate professionals. Now you can tell she's a compassionate lawyer. All right, what's the most underrated skill every entrepreneur needs that nobody talks about?
Staying in your lane. Yeah. If you don't know accounting, don't do it.
Right.
Get an accountant.
Right.
Just stay in your lane.
I need not say anything again. I mean, she nailed it. All right. What's something you believe deeply that most people in your profession would disagree with? I'm sure there must be a lot. Being a lawyer and a woman of God.
Yes. God? Yeah.
Right.
A lot of lawyers are rational thinkers. Obviously, because... Not saying you can't be a rational thinker because you believe in God, but they believe that, the whole Christian faith, like someone dying, coming back to life after 3 days, and then you believe that he's taking on your sins, that's not quite rational. You can't you need the help of God to believe that, right? So it's not a rational thing to believe, right? So I would say God, Christianity, that's something I believe in, that a lot of lawyers don't necessarily.
Hopefully I find time to drop on the comment section what I also intend to add to it, because I mean this is the rapid part, so let me not expand on it, because I'm like, whoa, these lawyers, what? I mean, we just also showed during this podcast, this episode, on the legalities of what he did. I mean, but I get it. I get what you mean. All right. What's one thing the Black community in Canada needs to stop waiting for?
We need to stop waiting for other people to create spaces for us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. That whole, I mean, people, let's step out, own the space, and then do what we have to do. Yeah. Completely agree. You know. All right, let's do an interesting one. So I'll have you fill in the blank. The world would be a better place if more lawyers
If more lawyers were kind. Yes, if more lawyers were kind.
To every lawyer out there, the world would be a better place if you would be kind. And I dare say compassionate too.
Yes.
All right, final one. Your name means I rejoice in God's gift. Such sweet name. Right now, in this season, what is the gift?
Community.
Amazing.
Community.
Amazing. The gift of community. I'm glad you recognize that. That's powerful. All right. I mean, as you can tell, Moyo has walked into this conversation with the same energy, the same, zest, the same grace. She would always walk into everything else she does, right? But then question for you as we close, where can people find you?
Very easy. I have a website, so www.moyosoresomide.com. My first name, last name.com. You find everything about me there. Yes.
I mean, I was going to make her spell, but again, you would find that it's already written on the screen, so you can literally just type that out and then you would find her there pretty easy. And then feel free to reach out to Moyo. You can tell she has a heart for people. She has a heart, to help you navigate through whatever it is, whether it is legal matters, whether it is faith-related issues or conversations. Please do not hesitate. Just reach out to Moyo and she'll be very glad to, answer. And again, something you also want others to learn from, please feel free, write that out in the comment section. You find that this episode has helped you, blessed you, taught you a lesson or two. Feel free again to like, share, and of course, subscribe. This has been the FilAfrik podcast. Thank you for being on the episode today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks.